Welcome to my Ulduar 10-man Mimiron guide. This fight is quite tricky until you get used to everything that is going on. There are 4 phases to this fight consisting of different body parts for each phase. In phase 1, you will fight the lower body part called Leviathan MK2. While fighting this, the tanks and melee need to watch out for 2 abilities called Proximity Mines and Shock Blast. Proximity Mines will place a circle of mines around the boss with gaps in it for you to safely run through. You need to know where these gaps are. The Shock Blast will do massive damage within 15 yards of the boss and needs to be avoided. Simply run away from the boss using these gaps in the proximity mines and have the tank reposition the boss quickly before new mines are placed. The tank will also need to watch out for an ability called Plasma Blast, which will do heavy fire damage for 6 seconds and cannot be resisted. Use a cooldown to survive, or have a ranged target taunt the boss during the Plasma Blast channeling in order to stop it and then quickly taunt back. If you are going to do this, this should be planned ahead of time. The ranged and healers will need to spread out in order to avoid multiple players getting hit by an ability called Napalm Shell. This ability will target a random player and cause instant fire damage and put a dot on the affected player, which is why you don't want to stack. Phase 2 is a race as you fight the upper body part called VX001. It has no aggro, therefore the best thing you can do is evenly spread out in a circle around him. He uses an ability called Rapid Burst, which does damage to players in front of him, and he also uses an ability called Heat Wave, which does damage to players around him. There are 2 abilities he uses which can kill you instantly, and the first is called Rocket Strike. This will spawn a red circle under 2 players and then launch a rocket to those locations. If you are hit by the rocket, you will die. The second ability is called P3WX2 Laser Barrage, which will cause him to fire lasers while turning for 10 seconds. The best thing to do is to get behind him while he is charging and then stay behind him. He will cast Laser Barrage after 2 Rocket Strike casts. In phase 3, you will fight the head of the body called Aerial Command Unit. You will need to create 2 groups while fighting this boss. One for the raid, who will stand away from the head of the boss, and one for the tank, who will stand underneath the boss. This is because the boss uses an ability called Bombot, which will summon a bomb unit that will explode when colliding with players, and will hit the tank if positioned this way. Another ability is called Plasma Ball, which deals fire damage. During this phase, assault bots will spawn, and when they die, they will drop something called Magnetic Core. These can be picked up and used in order to weaken the boss by 30% and bring it down to the ground so everyone can reach him. It is best to save these up so you can use 2 or 3 in a row to kill him easily. It is also best to have one person loot these while changing the raid loot system to free-for-all during this phase. Once you reach phase 4, you will fight all 3 body parts combined, and they will have a few of their abilities from their individual phases. You should spread out similarly to how you did in phase 1. The phase 1 abilities are Proximity Mines and Shock Blast. The phase 2 abilities are Rocket Strike and Laser Barrage, and the phase 3 ability is Plasma Ball. The new abilities in phase 4 that are added to the fight are called Hand Pulse, which does damage in a cone towards the target, and Self-Repair, which will cause each section of the body to heal itself to 50% health after 12 seconds once it dies. This means that you must kill all 3 body parts within 12 seconds of the first one dying. The best time to use Bloodlust in this fight is during phase 4, either at the start or after the Laser Barrage, or during phase 2 if you want to avoid Laser Barrage then. Keep in mind of what abilities are in play, watch out for the death traps, and the loot will be yours. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope it helps some people who might be stuck on this fight, and have a great day!